Have you ever thought of yourself just drudging to work? If yes, this one is for you. For decades, leadership playbook has had a very significant chapter missing from the playbook. And that entire factor is about play. We talk about vision, we talk about strategy, we talk about execution, but we've been taught to treat joy or play as a liability. The prevailing cultural perception gives us a very clear but deeply flawed answer. Leadership is important, serious work. Fun, on the other hand, is dismissed as something frivolous, a distraction reserved for after hours. I'm here to tell you that this is one of the worst assumptions in modern business. Let's dismantle this false dichotomy and show how having fun or incorporating elements of play in your business is a competitive necessity. Let's get on with it. As leaders, if we are not having fun, it starts to begin to show in our work sooner than later. It directly degrades our capacity to be creative and innovative. The problem is not that we don't know the value of fun. The problem is that we've never defined it strategically. What does it mean? So let's do that right now. Let's deconstruct play as not as pastime, but as a performance engine. So to apply play effectively, we need a very clear operational definition. This is not about installing games in the break room or mandating fun or having a ping pong table in your office or having board games available for you to play. This is about intentionally fostering a very specific high performance psychological state in our teams. It's about engineering an environment where our teams can do their absolute best work. I have to tell you this some of the best work that I have done was when I was part of a team which was building a product, or at least at that point in time, it was called Project Nirma. We were having so much fun doing research, doing, building a new product for India, in India, within a large organization, right? And at the same time, I can tell you that I have not worked as hard as I did during that point in time in my entire career. But it didn't feel like work. It felt like play. It felt like I was in a state of flow. Not just me, the entire team was in a state of flow. We were doing immensely hard work. We were working long hours, but at the same time, none of us felt that it was stressful. And at the end of the day, we did perform really well. We did come up with a brilliant idea and a brilliant product that, for various reasons um, that I will not get into, did not end up in the market. But here is what I learned from having gone through that experience. And this is also something that organizational researcher Scott Eber provides as a framework. He identifies that there are 6 core elements of play. First one is anticipation, the excitement and engagement that comes from looking forward to a challenge or an outcome. What is play? Play is all about working towards an outcome, right? If it is soccer, it is working towards scoring more goals than the opposing team. If it is about cricket, it is also to score more runs than the opposing team. And in much, so ultimately, there's a challenge and there is an outcome that we are gunning towards. And the excitement and the engagement that entire process of us going through to achieve the outcome creates the anticipation. And the anticipation itself is part of the play framework. Second one is surprise. The novelty and unexpected discovery that sparks new connections and breaks routine thinking. Every time, in every scenario, when you are going for a significant challenge, you will end up discovering new things. You will end up being surprised, positively or negatively, hopefully positively. and what that surprise elements teach you, and if you are able to learn from it, can actually make the entire experience that much more enjoyable. Just pleasure, which is the third one. The genuine enjoyment and satisfaction derived from the activity itself. Doing the activity is the reward for it. That is when you know for sure that you're playing, that you're having serious fun. And that's when work turns into play, right? Understanding is the fourth element of the framework. The moment of insight when we learn something new or see a problem from a fresh perspective. The time when something in our head, in our mind clicks. Oh, now I understand. That feeling of understanding, worthless. Strength is the fifth element of the framework. The feeling of competence and mastery we experience after overcoming a challenge or in the process of overcoming the challenge is a feel good, it does feel good. And poise, the sense of grace, composure, and confidence that comes from operating at our best possible self. So when you are playing, you bring your A game. When you are playing, when you're having fun, you are at your best, or at least you're striving to be at your best. And that, my friends, is a wonderful feeling. Now, these 6 elements of the framework are not just a checklist, they are a chemical formula for driving peak performance. Anticipation and surprise prime the brain for engagement. Pleasure provides the intrinsic motivation for us to show up and continue to do the work. Understanding and strength build the confidence that is necessary for deep immersion into the work. And poise is the result, the effortless mastery that defines a flow state. In an economy where the primary differentiator is the quality of thought of our people, the ability to architect an environment for consistent flow is the single greatest lever we have as leaders. Now that we understand what play is, let's quantify why it is one of the most critical investments that we can make. Let's be clear. This isn't about morale for morale's sake. This is about return on investment. Let's quantify the direct impact of these 6 elements on the metrics that we are measured against every quarter. These are not just feel-good benefits. They are measurable improvements in individual, team, and organizational outcomes. For you, the benefits are immediate and personal. It helps you unlock new possibilities and create new connections, fundamentally enhancing your ability to solve complex problems. It reduces work-related stress, which by itself is a powerful outcome that protects us from burnout and builds the resilience in us. It also helps improve personal productivity and effectiveness, which means the probability of our work being top-notch goes up that much more. But this isn't about your personal performance. A leader who operates with less stress and more creativity becomes a powerful role model, creating the psychological safety for our teams to do the same. When we bring these elements to our teams, the impact is transformative. Play enables our teams to bond more effectively, which strengthens communication and forges a powerful sense of togetherness. This builds a foundation of trust that is difficult to achieve by any other means. The principle is simple and it's proven. Teams that play together stay together. Ultimately, this approach scales to define our entire organization. A culture where it is acceptable to have fun is a culture worth belonging to. This is not a superficial perk. It is a strategic asset that manifests as higher employee engagement, a free flow of creative ideas, and a measurable increase in overall productivity. The evidence is clear. The responsibility, therefore, falls directly on us as leaders. Numerous studies have already confirmed what we have discussed today. Incorporating elements of play in our work yields significant positive impacts. This is no longer a debatable theory. It is a proven strategy for high performance. Therefore, I leave you with this final charge. Integrating play into our culture is not a perk. It is not optional. It is a core responsibility of modern leadership. You must model this behavior. We must demonstrate through our actions that it is not only okay to have fun at work, but is even expected to do so as a non negotiable component of delivering high quality work. The legacy we build is defined by the environment we create. Make it one where exceptional results and genuine joy are not mutually exclusive, but are in fact one and the same. By doing so, you won't just build a successful organization, you'll create a truly fulfilling place to work and a fantastic environment for our teams to have fun while doing some of their best work. Isn't that what we all aspire for? Think about it. Take care.